Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.
Major contact, Nick saves it. They're going to make it 3 wide. Tennessee, 3 wide. Romo making it 4 wide. 4 wide here at Bristol, Sean. I never thought we would ever see that. I never thought we would ever say that here at Bristol. But they were 4 wide through 1 and 2 that last time.
This is how legends are made. I got the lightning inside me. Oh, just you watch. This is how
Evo, does he use the bumper? Trying to prevent someone from getting those extra 2 bonus points, but here comes Zach. Zach trying to make a run. Here comes Evo. He's going to drive it underneath Nick. Nick trying to block him. Evo, payback from stage 1. Evo's going to clear him coming off the floor. Evo's going to get the win. Nick second and Zach claiming third.
Oh, here we go through 3 and 4 for the final time. It is going to be an absolute dogfight for the win here at Michigan. 3 and 4 for the final time, and the leader's wreck. The leader's wreck. Nick Trudeau pulls away out front. He is going to get his first NEXXTCAR Cup win here in Michigan.
This is how legends are made.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another Sunday Night Racing. This is the NEXXTCAR Racing League heading to the Charlotte Roval for the first road course of the season. These drivers are going to have their hands full of this track tonight, and no bigger challenge than heading into that turn number 1, that Tums Heartburn turn. That turn has created several issues for drivers over the years, none bigger than Brad Keselowski in the inaugural race. He went nose first into that, took out himself and several other good drivers, and then heading into that final chicane, coming to the start-finish line, that is where Jimmy Johnson took out Martin Truex Jr. as well in that inaugural Charlotte Roval race, and Ryan Blaney was able to sneak his way through and get that win. But these drivers all around are going to have some very huge obstacles to overcome, and another man doing his obstacle here tonight, that is Dale. He has stepped away from the truck, and he has joined us up here in the booth. What's going on, Dale?
Dude, I am good, man. It's honestly cool to be up here doing these races with you and Evo once he comes back.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you said, Evo is up here in the booth with us, but he has taken a couple weeks off. So hopefully him and his family get everything good to go, and he can come back, and he can come back better than ever. But let's go ahead and start tonight's broadcast off with some pre-race interviews. We have 2 of the drivers here tonight who are going to be battling here this track. Let me get the broadcast shut off. There we go. And these guys are going to be battling here tonight. Let's go ahead and start off here with some Tennessee Titan. Tennessee, you got us, buddy?
Yes, I'm here, Ronnie. What's going on?
Not much, man. So, we talked about at Daytona, the defending series champion. You were going to come out this year and you were going to start off hot. You did at Daytona. You won the first 2 stages, unable to get that win, and you have been quiet ever since. What is it going to take for you here tonight at one of the toughest tracks you guys are going to have to face on the season and come out of here with a good finish and a win?
Well, the good news for me is, sure, my beginning of the season's been a little bit quiet. But to be honest, I have completed the goal at the beginning of the season. There's some tracks in there I'm not huge on. I feel like I've run consistent, had a couple good finishes, won 2 stages. That was big momentum going in to this stretch of races. This is the track that started my championship run last season. This is the track I won my first win last year and went on to go on a roll. So this is a huge track for me. Yes, it's very difficult. I know a lot of guys don't like it, but when I first got here, I didn't. But after running here a lot, I've started to really love this track. So I'm super excited for tonight. It's going to take being very consistent, no mistakes. If you wreck, you've ruined your stage or even your race. You have a very technical, sound race to be able to win this thing.
Absolutely, and this is a race where speed is not necessarily the most important thing you want. You're going to need consistency. Do you feel like you're going to be able to hold that consistency for 50 laps here tonight?
I'm sure I'll have a dumb moment in the race at some point, but as long as that dumb moment isn't near the end, we we should have a really good night in this Ford truck. And I'm be honest, I'm expecting to win tonight. I'm putting a big bar on myself. I'm calling my shot. This is where I get back on the map this season and take off. That points lead is going to be mine after this race.
Well, man, I have no doubt that you can get it done, but let's go ahead and talk to a guy who is on the other side of this spectrum. That is Baked Tater. You come into this race, buddy, finding yourself 3 points below the cutoff line to make the playoffs. What is it going to take for you here tonight and throughout the rest of the regular season to get out of the red of the standings and find yourself above that cutoff line?
I'm going to have to watch what I do and be very careful what everybody else is do. And just try to hang in there tonight. I'm new to this group and happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Well, we are happy to have you here, man. You have provided some good racing, and I look forward to seeing you from Victory Lane here one of these nights.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I hope to be there very soon.
Sounds good, buddy. Best of luck to both you guys here on this tough track tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan. We're going to put on a show for you.
Sounds good. So there you go, Dale. We just talked to two of our drivers here who are getting ready to head out there for qualifying tonight. So a little bit of similarity in their interviews. They both talked about how consistency is going to be key and how they're going to have to watch very carefully on what they do.
Oh yeah, I mean, Charlotte Roval is definitely not an easy track to like race on in general. Went for this. I didn't run it last year in trucks. I unfortunately missed it, but even through the times, like no matter what series you run, it is going to be very tough to tame. A lot of these turns are going to be super hard, super technical. You have to be very cautious about it. Like you mentioned in that pre-race interviews with 10, it doesn't really much come down to speed. It comes down to consistency. That consistency is like a huge factor. I might be underselling it right there too because it is very, very big for the Roval.
Oh yeah, 100%. And these drivers, absolutely 100%. And these drivers are going to have their hands full as they got to deal with not only one chicane, but two tonight, and two very different style chicanes. The one on the backstretch is a very slow, sharp left-hander, and then the one on the front stretch is more of a, it's not a sharp turn, but then you got that very sharp right-hander. So these guys all around this track are going to have their hands full tonight. And on the infield, heading into turns, I believe it is 6 and 7, where you're at the top of that hill, your truck gets very light. So they're going to have to be very careful as they're trying to navigate this track here tonight. But while they are getting ready to do their qualifying, let's go ahead and meet your 16 truck drivers heading out here to tackle this Roval. Oh.
Taking battle stations, I ain't on vacation. I'm just glowing up, living out aspirations. I beat the expectations and change the generations. And I'm still jumping fences, and you're just imitations. They're all in second places, but I don't live for praises. I play this life like a game, left on the stages. Let me paraphrase then do a couple pages. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Let me introduce you to a brand new thing. No one gotta prove to. You're looking at the king. This life may choose you, so raise your wings. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This is a brand new thing. Let me introduce you to a brand new thing. No one gotta prove to. You're looking at the king. This life may choose you, so raise your wings. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. This is a brand new thing.
All right, so there were your 16 drivers who are making up the biggest field in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series we have ever had. So when you have such a big field, that provides some great racing, and that is exactly what we have seen through the first 4 weeks of this season. This is race number 5 of a 15 race schedule. So we're a third of the way through here, Dale. Who has kind of, now I know you've been in the truck, but who has kind of surprised you a little bit throughout this season so far?
Ooh, that's kind of tough to say. I feel like, man, it really is kind of tough to say because I feel like the drivers who I expected to perform well are performing well. And aside from Nick, as he's had some bad luck, and also he had to miss a race. So that's unfortunate for him. But I think I'm pretty sure he'll be able to bring it back together. But other than that, nobody's really much surprised me. I feel like they've all went to, pretty much went up to their expectations, I guess. But, I mean, the rookies, I feel like, are very impressive this season. I feel like the rookies weren't going to be making much of an impact as they were, but they proved me wrong. You know what? I am all glad for it. It just makes it feel that much more interesting.
Oh, 100%. And that is going to be my pick, and that is D-Blood. He is one of those rookies that you just mentioned have come out, and they came out firing. He won a race already this season, and he finds himself leading the Truck Series standings. So he has he's second. Pierce Posse took the lead from him last week. But D-Blood finds himself in second and the front runner for that Rookie of the Year. And it's interesting because we had a rookie come out here and win Daytona, but he has been silenced ever since. That is Buckstopper, and he has fallen big time in the points. Out of Daytona, he was leading the points. Now he finds himself just 2 spots. That is a total of 6 points above that playoff cutoff line. So even though he has that win, he finds himself down in that red. Another driver in that same boat, but is currently out of the playoffs. That is Moore. He got that win last week, G-Pre subbing for him, but Moore getting that win, but finds himself below the cutoff. So this season, a win does not lock you into the playoffs. So these guys who have a win and have been able to kind of fall back a little bit on that, they don't have that to fall back on anymore this year. So these guys are going to have to figure it out, and they're going to have to figure it out pretty quickly as that playoff time is coming pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like you mentioned before, you win, it's not guaranteed in like actual NASCAR does it. So while you have that win, you can't be lackadaisical with it for the next races or so. You have to keep on pushing, grinding, whatever you need to do in order to actually secure yourself in the playoffs. You take one step off the gas pedal, or lift your foot off the gas pedal, I should say, you're going to find yourself in the positions like they are right now.
Absolutely, and this is not a track you want to find yourself below that cutoff line. And we've got some tough tracks coming up. Next week is Michigan. Michigan races kind of like a super speedway with that draft, but you cannot rely on a good race out of Michigan. It can be tricky. What else we got coming up? I know we've got Bristol here coming up pretty soon. So these drivers cannot keep relying on these good races. So yeah, we got the Roval tonight, Michigan, and then Eldora. I'm sorry, it is not Bristol. It is Eldora, and then New Hampshire. So this is going to be 3 straight races that can be very tricky. And then you've got Chicagoland, Darlington, and Indy to wrap up the regular season. So these guys need to get it figured out soon before we head into the tricky part of the season. So some of these guys can definitely get it figured out more. He knows how to get it done, obviously. He's won in the Cup Series. He's won in the Truck Series before, and he has that win this season. So he can definitely get it done. Gordon, I'm seeing your message now. I hate that you cannot make it, buddy, but yeah, hopefully you can get that internet figured out and you can get back out here on the track with us. But let's go ahead and check out your track details here tonight for this treacherous 2.28 mile long track. It is a road course, obviously, with 17 turns. It's going to be 50 laps here tonight. Stages 1 and 2, both 14 laps. Stage 3 is going to be 22 laps. Your speed pit road limit is going to be 45 miles an hour, and that pit window is going to be 13 to 15 laps. So they can just make it if they don't push it in stages 1 and 2 without pitting. Now, we have seen over the years in NEXXTCAR where drivers have ran out of fuel in stages 1 and 2. No more famous time than in the very first booth broadcast of the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. It was myself and more joining us up here in the booth to get this started. But we had several guys, including Nick, one of the favorites here tonight. And he's always a favorite week in and week out. But he ran out of fuel. We had several other old drivers. They ran out of fuel. So that is going to be something that these drivers are going to have to keep an eye on. And they cannot afford to push it maybe as hard as they feel like they can.
Yeah, like I mentioned this before, you mentioned this before, the track is very tricky. I'm going to just call this here right now. Something tells me that saving fuel might not be as much of an issue if we're going to have a big field. Having a big field of road courses, especially at places like the Roval, might equate to cautions. But you know what? We've seen it at, obviously I raced the other 4 races you broadcasted them. I originally thought there was going to be more cautions in those races, but there weren't. So, I mean, if there's no cautions here and there has to be fuel saving, then it wouldn't completely surprise me. But, yeah, if it goes down to fuel saving, it'll be very interesting to see who's able to save the fuel, who's able to not, or who even tries that strategy in the first place.
Right, and my question is, we have not gotten a list of official drivers yet tonight, but my question is, G-Pre, he has done it 2 weeks in a row while subbing in the Truck Series. Saved fuel, got the win last week at Vegas. Can he do it for 3 weeks in a row here at the Roval? He is the best in NEXXTCAR when it comes to fuel mileage races, and he has not failed that task once. So he is one of the most impressive guys here in NEXXTCAR. But we talked about how tricky this track is. Let's go ahead and let's take a quick lap around this 2.28 mile road course. All right, let's take a quick lap around this 2.28 mile, 17 turn Charlotte Roval as turn number 1, the Tums Heartburn turn. This turn has ruined so many drivers' hopes and dreams of winning at this track. Like Keselowski in 2018 in the inaugural Charlotte Roval, he went nose first into that turn and took himself and several other key drivers out of that race. And then we've seen others like Kevin Harvick take himself out in that turn in 2021. And we've also seen where some drivers like Chase Elliott have done that same exact thing, but have been able to rebound and win the race. So that Heartburn's Tums turn is gonna be huge here tonight for these drivers as we are heading down in this short little straightaway here, heading into turn number 5. It is a fast, slow right-hander, but you've got to get your car set up perfectly for this right-hander for turn number 6. You're at the top of this hill, and your truck gets so light right there, and it is extremely hard to get your truck set up for this left-hander, turn number 8, and then heading up into turn number 9 for the normal NASCAR turns 1 and 2. You're going to get up on the high banks of the Charlotte track, but you're going to have to watch how fast you go through here. Yes, you want to go fast, obviously, but you got to remember this backstretch is not as long as it normally is. You have got a very hard left-hander into this backstretch chicane. If you go too fast, you cut the track, you speed, and then you get a penalty. You can also see where the bus stop is lined with turtles on the left-hand and right-hand side. You hit those turtles, you're asking for trouble. You're asking to be spun out. That is not at all what you want to get up onto as you head into turns 3 and 4 here. Remember, turns 3 and 4 right here at the end of turn 4, you set up for this historic front stretch chicane. Remember, Jimmy Johnson took out Martin Truex Jr. in the inaugural 2018 Roval, allowing for Ryan Blaney to sneak through and get the inaugural victory. But these drivers are going to have their hands full here tonight. Alright, so there is your quick lap around this infamous Charlotte Roval. Tons of challenges for these drivers tonight. Dale, what do you think is going to be their biggest challenge here tonight?
I personally think it's going to be the 2 chicanes, at least at the beginning. I feel like once they get their braking points down, maybe they'll be able to. Oh, my bad. I said the 2 chicanes, the one in the back stretch and one in the front stretch. I do think once the race goes on, they might be able to get a hang of it, but it's still going to be tricky in general for this whole race. Even when the tires get worn, it's going to be super tricky to try and navigate them. And it just, when you go in there
Jeff
too
Black,
wide,
I
it
appreciate
throws a
the
completely
like, buddy.
different factor, especially knowing
Brandon,
back
I
south, that's gonna make
appreciate
it
the
even
host,
more
my man.
challenging.
Are you
So I feel like
racing
it might
tonight,
be
Brandon?
Those, the 2 chicanes.
Absolutely, and I agree with you on those chicanes. But I think the biggest obstacle these drivers are going to have to deal with here, as we are now good to accept that invite. But I think the biggest obstacle these drivers are going to have to deal with is that Tums heartburn turn. Yeah. So we have seen drivers fly in there, not get their truck slowed up in time, and they go nose first into that turn. So I think that is going to be a huge issue here for these guys tonight, as we are getting ready to go green flag racing here at the Charlotte Roval. Like we've talked about, 17 turns, 2.28 mile track. Who is going to be able to stay consistent from lap 1 all the way to lap 50 here tonight? Speed, it matters, but it is not the most important thing. That consistency, staying clean, and green flag is in the air here at the Charlotte Roval. You see Tennessee Titan grabbing the pole. Rangers 3rd, and Blake Thomas 5 making his return to NEXXTCAR, qualifies 2nd. But Tennessee Titan clears the field, but he looks like he is struggling right now, as they are 3 wide, 4 wide behind him out back, heading through turns 2 and 3.
Oh,
Blake.
the 21 almost hit the inside wall.
Yeah, he did. Blake Thomas 5 got real loose coming out of turn 3. Here's Tennessee coming through turn 6 and 7, a really tricky part of this track. Your truck is just so light at the top of that hill that you can easily spin out while trying to set yourself up for that hard left-hander. But it looks like everybody's going to come out of there and onto the banks of the NASCAR Oval, and it's going to be clean. Let's take a look at Tennessee here and how he gets down into this backstretch chicane here. He's going to get real slow. He's going to get up on them turtles. He's going to have to take it easy with that, Dale, because you get on those turtles, you're asking for trouble.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you hit them turtles wrong, say goodbye to that run right there. I mean, it's going to be bad.
Absolutely. Nope, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, no, I'm done. Ooh, the 24 almost went off track a little
Tennessee,
bit, but...
hard. Oh, they're all hitting the outside wall. Ranger, Tennessee, all plowing into the wall, and I'm not sure who's subbing in that one car, but he is all over the track coming out of that front stretch chicane.
Yep, Racer X15, don't know his actual name, but yeah, he almost lost it right coming off the front stretch chicane. Goodness.
Oh, so that's race. Okay, it is Mike. Okay, so that is Mike Moore. He is in the Truck Series. Or, I'm sorry, he's in the Cup Series, but he has stepped down here tonight to sub. So it's cool to see some of these Cup guys coming down here to the Truck Series when these guys need a sub. So they're helping out their lower friends here. As you can see, Nick is up here battling with that 20 truck, as he's going to take it on that inside line. Let's ride around here with Nick, as he's going to get a big run through NASCAR 1 and 2 here. Let's see how they navigate this backstretch chicane. The 20 played it safe, though. He knows it's only lap 2. Let Nick have that position. Don't take it in there side by side and risk your race, risk your stage.
The 88 just went airborne.
Did he hit the turtle?
Oh, he hit the turtle. I think him and the 34 just went too wide into the backstretch chicane, while Nick decided to play it safe, or the other driver, I forgot who it was. The 88 and the 34, they did not.
Wow. And we talked about D-Blood. He comes into tonight's race second in the points. And he's going to go nose first coming out of the front stretch chicane. So we are already seeing some top drivers here this season having troubles navigating this track.
Oh yeah, one thing that really is catching my eye here a
My
little bit.
pick,
It seems
Mike?
like the 24 might be catching the Ford truck a little bit for that lead position.
That's tough, man.
Ever so slowly,
we have
but
not
surely,
seen
it
a
seems
lot of
like.
these drivers on road courses here this season. So that is it's a hard pick to pick that, Mike. It really is. But I'm going to have to go with the safe pick, the veteran pick of Nick. He always, you know what? No, I'm dropping Nick. I'm going Tennessee. Tennessee is my pick here tonight to win. Tennessee, he got the pole. He's a clean driver. He's fast on road courses. Tennessee is my pick here tonight. But you got Baked Tater back here in that 34 truck. You said that him and D-Blood went in side by side. Well, we talked to Tater pre-race, and he said he was going to have to be patient. Well, there on lap 2, he was not showing any patience.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just looked back at the backstretch chicane. I was with Jay Black and Racer X. They went in side by side with each other in that back chicane. It wasn't as bad as the 88-34, but it was still decently bad as we see the 20, or as I see the 21. Just completely obliterate the wall coming out of the front stretch chicane. Goodness, if I can say that word right.
What's up?
The 88 lost it.
Again.
He's on the grass in the front stretch.
Oh, the 51, several trucks. The 51, the 11, stopped in the front stretch chicane. I don't know what happened there. We came into it a little late as the 51 must have overdrove the front stretch chicane. Let's go ahead and see if the replay booth has a replay for us. They do, as we are scrolling through here, and we're going to get to the 51 just right there as they make heavy contact with that inside wall. So that front stretch chicane already showing problems for some of these drivers here tonight, as we got the 20 of Jay Black sideways on the backstretch chicane. No. That was lag. Okay. Alright. We're going to ignore that happened, because that was definitely lag.
Yeah, ooh. The 2 and 22 decided to go too wide in the backstretch chicane. That's weird. I would think that people would try to back off their side-by-side, or someone would back off side-by-side going into the backstretch chicane, but that's like 3 laps in a row. I think two people went too wide in the backstretch chicane.
You would think, especially this early in the race, as you see Racer X having some more trouble there coming out of that front stretch chicane. But yeah, like you were saying, you're surprised to see it. I am too. Especially on lap, I believe we're on lap 5 now. So there's still a lot of racing left.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It was just weird, especially coming from veteran drivers like Tuck and Pierce, because those were the two that did it on the previous lap. I feel like at least one of them would have backed off, but both of them didn't. So I don't know.
Right, and we got a good battle here between Jay Black and Tater. Major contact made going into turn number 5 here, heading into 6. As I don't know what is going on between those two, if there's a little bit of a rivalry brewing, but the 20 of Jay Black did not slow up at all and just absolutely door slammed Tater to take that position from him.
Man, I have no idea. Even though I've been in the comments with the Truck Series races prior, I don't think there's a rivalry, but, I've been wrong before. Even though the 34 nearly just dove it in, trying to get revenge. Oh my gosh, almost took out the 20.
Yeah,
I missed.
There must be a little bit of a rivalry brewing between those guys, because they are not playing nice with each other. But the guy who is not worried about a thing, that is the number 4 truck of Tennessee Titan. We talked to him in pre-race. He was excited about this race. He got his win streak started here last year, and he is starting to look like right now he can get his win streak started here tonight. But we are going to step away here for a quick 30-second break here on the NEXXTCAR Racing Network. You will not miss any of the action in this side-by-side, so don't go anywhere. looks like the 20 and the 34 have separated themselves a little bit here from each other, as we saw them battling and beating and banging a lot. But 3 guys now in this battle. 4 guys as the 21 truck's going to get real loose. But the 22, the 2, and the 1 all battling here on that infield portion. We have been watching them for about a lap or so, Dale, and they have been putting on one heck of a battle here between each other. As you can see, that 1 truck all over the back bumper of that 2.
Yeah, he is no stranger to being in the back bumper of the 2 this race. That's not the first time. He's been doing it a lot this race. Probably a lot the last few laps, because I've obviously also been watching. But the 2 truck is most definitely right near the 22. And the 21 almost got loose coming off that back chicane, but that battle went from 3 trucks to 4 trucks in a hurry. That 21 is losing time to the 4. And as a result, these guys are gaining on him.
Oh, yeah, that 21 truck. I don't know if he has a short run setup in or what, but he needs to get that figured out here real quick if he's going to have any chance of holding off these guys.
Ooh.
As you see, who was that?
That's Tuck. He's also a Cup driver in here. Tuck's subbing in for James, or the other James, that could not make it due to storm, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, the 22 just gave the 1 truck his front bumper.
Okay, yeah. Now we're getting back to it. Okay. All right, here we are. Yep. So, yeah, these guys are not playing nice with each other. As you see the 21 down against that wall there in turns 6 and 7, and just made a little bit of contact with it. The 1 had to take some evasive measures to miss him, but that 21 truck is not going away quickly, and that 22 just about put the 21 into the wall there, coming up onto the Charlotte Oval, turns 1 and 2.
And I would expect these guys to have a little more patience. Man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, these guys are not playing nice. As you see the red car out back jumping the turtles with 5 laps to go here in this stage. Who is in that red truck that just hurdled them? That is Jay Black. I don't know if you saw that behind those 4 drivers, but he got at least 4 or 5 feet of air underneath him there in that backstretch chicane.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't, but man, I'm on the 1 truck right now. I just saw the 4 truck leaving the infield portion of the track. That 4 truck is really out there in the lead.
Oh, yeah, and it's no surprise. I know he said he felt confident in pre-race, and when Tennessee says he is confident, that means something. He's not one of those drivers that just says that to say it, as he's going to have a hard time there through the backstretch chicane, as he jumped both sets of turtles on the left and the right side. So he definitely did not have a good entryway onto that backstretch chicane. But when Tennessee says he is excited and pumped for a race, usually that means some good success coming his way. And he is showing us nothing short of that here tonight.
Yeah, after the first few laps with the 24 potentially gaining on him, he just completely pulled away from him. And even though Tan is struggling a little bit, it seems like Ranger might be struggling a little more, but I'm kind of expecting that out of all these drivers. Charlotte Roval is still very tricky.
Oh, it is. And we talked about it with Tennessee, that consistency is key. Well, it is so hard to go 50 laps and do the same exact thing lap after lap after lap, turn after turn after turn. It is not going to happen. At some point or another, you're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. It's just all about how you rebound from those mistakes.
Yeah. So you go a little off topic of that. I was watching the 2 truck. He ended up completely throwing off the exit of the front stretch chicane, and as a result, the 21, I think, just completely gave him his front nose. So I don't know if there's something with that as well, but I don't know. It seems like there's a couple rivalries brewing here in this race.
Absolutely, and that is what road courses and short track racing does. It creates rivalries, which is always good for us up here in the booth, because it gives us a lot of stuff to talk about. It can make not maybe this race, but the following race, or who knows, 5 races down the road, someone retaliates. Racers do not forget when you do something wrong to them. They put that in the back of their mind, and like I said, they may not retaliate this race or next race. It could be 5, 6, 7 races down the road. It may be while you're battling that guy for the championship at the end of the season. Who knows? But there will be some retaliation at some point, and rivalries just make it even better.
Ooh. 22 is now down pit road. You must not be able to make it.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's just all about how hard these drivers push it through these first couple laps. We talked about 14 laps here in stages 1 and 2. The fuel run is 13 to 15 laps. So that's fuel. Now, it's all about how hard you push those tires as well. Those tires, with these sharp turns, some of these turns can be quick turns, but they're sharp. So these tires are going to go through a lot here on these runs. So maybe these tires can't last the full fuel run, and that might be what we're seeing from some of these guys. As you did say, that 22 truck is on pit road.
Yep. Hopefully he's getting done. His service is about to be done, but yeah, honestly, he might leave pit road. Oh no, he's just about to leave pit road before the leader comes to him. So he should be still on the lead lap as the leader passes the start-finish line, but I mean, the Ford truck's still there. And coming up on the lap card, as a matter of fact, in the 34.
Yes, he is, and the 34 is going to give him plenty of room there heading into turn 2 and 3 here. And Tennessee, he wants that trophy bad. He's our defending series champion, and these guys have just shut him out this year. He got those first 2 stage wins at Daytona. I thought he was picking up right where he left off last season, but he has been silenced through the first 4 races of the season. So he's letting his voice be heard tonight as he is absolutely dominating this first stage here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what you kind of expect from like such a talented group as we have here. I mean, so many good racers. It's not going to be easy for him to try to reclaim his momentum from last season. There's like some of our rookies in this series. I mean, they're just very good, honestly. And obviously, a rookie won a race, and I mean, he stole that race from 10. And yeah, but I did just notice the 2 truck ended up spinning out and in the infield portion of the Charlotte Roval. Now he's back to 7th. I don't know what exactly happened. I could potentially look though. He just lost it coming out. I don't remember which corner, but he lost it.
Yeah. Well, one guy that has not lost it, that is Tennessee Titan. White flag is out here for stage number 1. He's definitely backing up a little bit. That 24 truck of Ranger is slowly getting closer to him, but he's not giving up this lead right now. Ranger, he's still probably a good 5-6 seconds back, but he's getting a little bit closer. Tennessee, as these laps are winding down here in stage 1, is starting to take it a little more careful here, making sure those tires can last, making sure he saved enough fuel. We talked about it earlier, he's swaying back and forth here, trying to get that truck woed up here for this backstretch chicane. We talked about it in the past. These drivers have run themselves out of fuel. Nick has done it. Several other old drivers of NEXXTCAR have done it. Tennessee trying not to follow them here, as he is going to come through NASCAR 3 and 4, head down into the front stretch chicane. He is going to come through the chicane clean. Tennessee is going to win stage number 1 here at the Charlotte Roval.
I think Ranger may have ran out of fuel coming to the line. He was really slow, unless he just decided not to be in the gas. Ranger,
yeah, he may have just been trying to play it safe. Maybe making sure he doesn't lose that position in that front stretch chicane. Because we've seen that happen before too, where they spin out and they cost themselves a lot. But Tennessee, we talked to him pre-race. He talked about how this was his race to lose. Well, he's showing he has that dominant truck here tonight. But we're going to step away here for a quick break while they're doing their post pit stops here. You will not miss a thing. We will be right back.
They can't hear me, right? The broadcast can't hear me. Okay. Something I did not mention. I don't think I mentioned. Old school ended up going down pit road. I think the two laps were coming to the white flag.
All right, let's get it. These drivers are coming to the green flag for stage number 2. Tennessee is going to lead them out of the front stretch chicane. Green flag back in the air. Ranger second, Nick in third. Nick is also hungry for that win. He is our past champion of season 1 and 2 in the Truck Series. He has not won a championship since then. We're now in season 6, so he's hungry to get back into that victory lane. He has not yet won this season. He's looking for that first win as he is all sorts of screwed up coming out of turn number 4. Ranger all over his back bumper. Nick's going to overdrive it. Nick overdrives it heading into 4, heading into turn number 6. What a mistake, but he is somehow going to hang on to that position as Ranger all over his back bumper now.
Ooh. 21 and 2 really collided. The two just ended up smacking the wall coming out of the infield portion of the Roval.
Yes, he
Two
did.
lost a lot of spots.
Yeah, there's a lot of rivalries going on here tonight. A lot of rivalries that may be carried over from other races, or maybe they got started here tonight. This is a tough track. Drivers make mistakes, and Nick has spun it. Nick has spun it coming out of the backstretch chicane. I don't know if he got up on the rumble strips. We're going to try and get a replay of that. I'm not sure if the replay booth got that saved in time, as it looks like the caution is out, and the caution is out. The first caution of the night here at the Charlotte Roval. Let's see if we do have a replay of that. And we do. As you can see, everything is clean through the backstretch chicane until coming out of it right there in the top right. You see right there Nick sitting sideways coming out of that backstretch chicane. We talked about these guys are going to have several obstacles to overcome here tonight, and we are already seeing several biting these guys here so far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like you mentioned throughout the whole race, it's just a lot of stuff one after another. I will say, though, one person that this caution helps a lot will be Old School. He ended up taking the wave around after the stage break, and now he's able to get back onto the same cycle as these guys are. So I'm sure if there's anyone that's happy for that caution, it'd be him. Wow.
The 20, just about Brad Keselowski, the entire field there heading into the heartburn turn. Major contact, Tennessee and Ranger heading into turn 4 as they head down this short straightaway heading into turn number 5, and then this quick left right-hander once again into 6. Ranger.
Are they too wide?
They were for a split second. Tennessee is not giving up that position easily, and here comes Nick, the guy who just spun it, has worked his way back up to 3rd.
There is so much contact between the front three. It is not even funny.
Yeah, these guys are not playing nice right now. All three of these guys know they have... Uh-oh. Where does Nick go? Tennessee, Ranger, side by side. Major contact once again. Ranger giving Tennessee no room. Nick all over the back bumper.
The chicane.
Unbelievable.
The 20 stopped on the track. Same thing with the 51.
Several penalties in the backstretch chicane.
So many people just missed that. Oh my gosh.
And Ranger comes out of the backstretch chicane with the lead. Nick in 3rd. Tennessee falls back to 2nd. This is going to be interesting to watch. All of stage 1, Tennessee found himself in the lead, pulling away from the rest of the field. How does he handle being back here in 2nd while trying to chase down another driver? We have not seen him have to deal with that here tonight so far. How does he deal with it here as Ranger really slow there coming out of 4?
Yeah, I think 10 could get back in the lead.
Oh, he's wasting no time.
Oh, D-Blood's around. Looks like he's able to get it back. Oh, no, he hit the inside wall again. He is stuck on that inside wall, but I think he finally got it around.
Let's ride on the hood of Tennessee here through NASCAR Oval 1 and 2. Tennessee wasting no time, getting the lead back. He's going to clear Ranger, but here comes Ranger using that eyesight. He's going to have the draft heading down the backstretch. Tennessee into the wall, heading into the backstretch of Kane, overdriving it, hopping the turtles. Tennessee side by side with Ranger, and here comes Nick, Gordon, and the others. Tennessee trying to hold off Ranger, though, as they somehow make it through the backstretch of Kane. Where does Ranger go here for the front stretch? He's going to give him plenty of room. Tennessee clean. Ranger, big run out of the front stretch of Kane. Nick really slow out of the front stretch of Kane, though.
Yeah, lots of fun running catch on him a little bit.
These front two
line got on him,
drivers,
actually.
Tennessee and Ranger, just keep swapping positions. 4 lead changes in the last lap and a quarter. Nick, really slow, losing that position to the one of Racer.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect the one to be out here, or at least out front, like right here. But you know what? He could play a major factor potentially, as long as he doesn't hit the wall like he just did. But I mean, he's trying to prove that he's someone to contend with in this race.
Absolutely, Racer, he is a fantastic driver. He was in NEXXTCAR a couple seasons ago, and he made his return this season in the Cup, and he's made his presence known. You know, we worked a lot together at Auto Club, and he's always been a fun driver to race with, very clean, very fast, and like you said, he can play spoiler here tonight for Gordon, who is the regular in that number 1 truck.
Yeah, going back from not the lead pack, I just witnessed the 22 kind of driving it a little deep. I ended up collecting the 2, and the 2's been involved in a lot of incidents, it seems like, in this race. Not like major incidents, but a lot of people have been hitting, like smacking into him. I don't know why that's the case, but definitely a theme there. As Blake almost just took out the 22, it seems like.
Yeah, and talking about incidents, the 24 of Ranger, huge mistake coming out of that front stretch chicane that last time, losing the lead, got sideways. He saved it somehow, but lost the lead, fell back to second. Now he's trying to fight back up there to Tennessee. So he once again is trying to play catch up. But these chicanes are not being friendly to these drivers tonight. But let's take a quick replay of when Tennessee and Ranger went into that backstretch chicane side by side with Nick all over their back bumper. You can see right there a lot of beating and banging. Tennessee jumping the turtles. Nick all over his back bumper. Ranger somehow coming out of there clean. But that was some impressive driving by both those guys. As where did that one truck go?
The one truck just got passed by Nick, but ended on chicane. But right after he got passed, he just gave the bumper to Nick and just made him, like, he just forced that position back to him.
Yeah.
So he's back in third, but Nick, he's basically more gone than I guess he would have hoped for.
Yeah, let's ride around here on the hood of that 3 truck driven by Nick as they're heading into turns 3 and 4 here. Let's see, does he give the bumper back to Racer in that number 1? We talked about retaliation is a beautiful thing when you're not the driver involved in either position of it. It's always a great thing when you're up here in the booth as you see Racer kind of overdriving it a little bit. Nick gets it slowed up. He's going to try to give him back the bumper. He tried to give it to him, but kind of missed it a little bit. He tried to Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, but he just could not get it done there in that same position coming out of 7. Nick's going to get that big run through the NASCAR Oval 1 and 2 as they're going to head into this chicane. Racer gives him the position.
I think he knew Nick was not completely happy, so I think he just gave it to him.
Oh, absolutely.
What's that?
Absolutely. You got to look at the long picture here. You know, you're battling this guy right now for third, and is it worth it right now in stage 2? Absolutely not. Make sure you continue to race clean, keep your truck clean, and be there at the end. it ain't worth it right here. Let the guy go. Give him plenty of room. Let him run the last 9 laps of this stage, cool down a little bit, and then go out and get him when the time is key and when it counts. So I agree with that move there by Racer. Just make it work when it matters the most.
Yeah. Someone I've at least mentioned a lot lately, even though he's not in the front of 2. He's struggling big time. He just spun out in the front stretch again. He's been spinning out quite a lot, actually. Something's wrong with that truck, and he needs to fix it.
Absolutely, and he came into this race sitting second in the standings, D-Blood did. And this is not the race he needed. If he was going to hold on to that top 2 position, maybe make a pass with Pierce, try to take over that lead, because Pierce is struggling here tonight. You mentioned that a lot of drivers have been struggling. Did he just say white? Did you just say white flag? Holy shit, they're on the white this time? All right, so they're actually coming to the checkered flag. I did.
All right.
I forgot they had a caution. So Tennessee winning stage number 2. I forgot that caution took a couple laps away. So Tennessee holding on and getting stage number 2 win, as it looks like Ranger comes home in second for stage number 2. So I apologize for that. We were not tracking that until I got word from race control that they were coming to the checkered flag. So I appreciate that heads up, because we would have never known. That is why we need a damn lap counter in this game. We need a ticker and we need a lap counter. That is why.
Yeah, I'm trying my best here. I'm watching a stream of someone who's racing in this race, and it is definitely hard to try to do the race while pay attention to the stream. I mean, it's very difficult.
It's impossible. Yeah, it's very difficult. But while they're doing their pit stops and everything, we are going to step away here for a quick break. You're not going to miss a thing on the side-by-side here of the NEXXTCAR Racing Network. All right, well, that was a short-lived break, as the green flag is back out here for stage number 3 at the Charlotte Roval. We are joined up here in the booth once again by Dale making his booth debut. I'm Ronnie. That is Dale. You know more as I Did It for Dale. He is in the Cup and he was in the trucks. He stepped out of the Truck Series, joined us up here in the booth. So let's get him welcomed up here, and let's get back to the action, as we have got several trucks spinning out back.
Yeah, I was going to say the 22, I think, just lost it coming out of a corner and just basically spun out, and Charles had nowhere to go. I was going to say he's trying to give me a warm welcome, but I don't know if it's the welcome he pretty much wanted.
Yeah, and we talked about D-Blood struggling.
Oh, the 88.
And that's D-Blood, just as I mentioned his name. But another guy who is struggling, our championship points leader, Pierce Posse, was just involved in that caution, or in that crash. So this has not been the race that he has wanted here tonight either. So major implications here for our 2 top drivers in the standings. That is Pierce Posse in the 2 and D-Blood in that 88.
Yeah, I just saw the 1 and 20 go to line into the backstretch chicane. It got me wondering if they basically door each other in the front stretch chicane. With them being so aggressive, oh my gosh, there's a wreck in the front stretch.
Yeah, there is several drivers involved. The 51, the 1, 21, 34, and 11.
That's a caution.
Caution is out for the second time here tonight. Well, I was not able to get back there, so we are unfortunately not going to have a replay of that crash. But you saw it there, 5 trucks involved in what we're calling the big one here tonight. But we're going to step away here for a quick break here, and we'll be right back here in a second. right, here we are. Green flag
strategy.
back out in the air here for the Charlotte Roval here in stage number 3. Tennessee's going to get a huge shot from that 20 truck and the 1 truck. The guy who has dominated all race so far, Tennessee, finds himself back in traffic after that pit stop, and he is paying for it big time after getting huge shots heading into the Tums Heartburn turn by that 20 truck and the 1 truck at the same time. Tennessee has found himself out front most of this race, away from all of the wreckage and carnage, but now he finds himself out in the middle of it. And the man who is trying to do what Tennessee has done in stage 1 and 2, that is True Racer 9, that is Nick, out here leading this thing. We saw him spin there in stage number 1. Well, he has recovered nicely, and he is out here leading this thing.
Yeah, one thing I would really want to watch, though, because the reason why the 4 restarted in 4 is because I'm pretty sure Blake, Nick, and Ranger all took 2 tires at least. So while it's still tires, they're just 2 tires. This is going to affect their trucks definitely drastically. And 10 is the first one with 4 fresh. So, I mean, it's very interesting to see how this will all pan out. Ooh, I think the 51 was around? Coming off the front stretch chicane.
All right, we're getting word actually from the race control. The 3 and the 24 did not pit under that last caution. So that's actually how they got the lead in second, and that is how Tennessee finds himself back here in traffic and just about took out the 3 truck.
Both overdrove the corners. I mean, not a complete shock, but this battle for the lead is really heating up.
Oh, it sure is, and it is going to be interesting, especially when they head down into this backstretch chicane where we have seen several mistakes being made by several drivers as Tennessee's really backing off there through turns 1 and 2 there. Nick drives it in deep. He's going to jump the turtles, and he's going to keep it going, and so does Ranger. Unbelievable driving by both of those guys, jumping both sets of turtles, and they don't wreck each other. They kept it going straight. Unbelievable job by both those guys, and here comes Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee's in the back of Ranger. Ranger keeps it going straight. Tennessee falls way back. These guys are not playing nice tonight.
Well, I think the 1 just smacked the wall coming into the Heartburn turn a little. I have lost a little bit of ground, but other than that, 24 almost gave the 3 up.
Ranger and Nick, 2 of the best friends here in the Truck Series, and Ranger, I guess, is willing to put that friendship to the side if it involves winning, as he just about obliterated the back of that 3 truck. As you see, here comes Tennessee. He obviously did pit. He's got those fresh tires, but he has not been able to work his way past these top 2 who did not pit. So this pit strategy by Nick and that 24 of Ranger seemed to be looking like it was a good decision for track position, as it is working for Nick as he's actually starting to pull away a little bit. But let's take a quick replay at what went down in that backstretch chicane as Nick and Ranger go in there side by side. Nick jumps the turtles, pushes Ranger over the turtles. Both drivers keep it going straight and drive off like nothing happened.
Oh, Nick lost the lead.
Yes, he
Nearly lost the
did.
lead.
They're still side by side. Ranger trying to take advantage of it. What does he do? What does Tennessee do? As they're still beating and banging for the lead. Nick barely keeping it out of the wall that sticks out there coming out of 2. Nick door slams Ranger to get the lead back. Nick is hungry.
Tennis loving this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Tennis.
And here comes Tennessee.
This is like his perfect chance to pass him, which I think he did, but Ranger's not going to give up yet. Oh, the 4 just hit the 3 truck, and that allowed the 24 to get back into second.
Yes, it did. Like you said, Ranger is not just going to pull over and let Tennessee go. He is going to give him a run for his money. And look at who is joining this battle. here comes that 21 truck of Blake Thomas 5, trying to run down our 3 leaders. As you see Ranger and Tennessee almost going into the backstretch chicane side by side. But here comes Blake Thomas 5, and Tennessee's around. Ranger gets around. Here comes the rest of the field. Blake Thomas 5 takes second. Ranger falls back to third. I don't really know what happened there, but that is exactly what our leader, Nick, in that 3 truck wants to see, as he sees nobody in that rear view mirror now.
Well, the 4 might not be happy with that. I don't know what happened either, but if I had to assume it's some sort of contact. And with how aggressive the 24 is this race, I wouldn't be surprised if he initiated that. 4 almost gave the bumper to the 1 coming out of the front stretch chicane, so that kind of tells me he's not the happiest right now.
Yeah, no, honestly, I wouldn't be the happiest either if I was him. You come out here, you dominate stage 1, you dominate stage 2, and then I'm assuming Ranger just overdrove it and hit the turtles and got all sorts of out of control, which happens to everybody. But when a driver does that and you get caught up in it, it can be the most irritating thing in the world. So I don't blame him for being upset. But definitely I don't think was intentional, but it's going to be interesting. We've talked about it several times here tonight. Retaliation. When will it happen? Will Tennessee retaliate on Ranger? We know Ranger is one of the fastest guys here in the Truck Series, and Ranger knows that. So he knows that when Ranger is out there in the lead and has his chance of winning, will he get that bumper, as Nick is just now starting to really pull away from the rest of this field?
Yeah, 1 ended up almost losing it coming off the backstretch chicane. But, I mean, I was going to say something. I completely forgot. I think 10's in the pit stop. I think 10 is in the pits. Yeah, 10's in the pits.
Yeah, pit window is open with 11 laps to go, but he pitted under that last caution. So he must have... Oh, you know what? When he spun it through the backstretch chicane, I bet you his tires... I bet you he took a lot of wear on those... Good God. I bet you he took a lot of wear on those tires.
Yeah, that was a quick...
Actually, there was... No, he did not take tires. It was a fuel pit stop only. I forgot. These guys cannot make it to the end. The guys that did not pit, they have to come in for fuel. So, yeah, even on that pit stop, it was outside of the pit window. So, okay, yeah, it was a pit fuel stop only there for Tennessee.
Yeah, this might actually work out for him since he will have just clean track and no one to worry about.
I don't think, me personally, I don't see it working out because Nick has got just clean air in front of him. Tennessee has found himself in some major drama, you know, getting caught up in that backstretch chicane issue there with Ranger. So I don't see it working out, honestly, for Tennessee. I see it working out for Nick, but we're going to have to wait it out here. 10 more laps. When does that 3 truck make that left-hander onto pit road? As we see that 1 truck all over the place coming out of that front stretch chicane. These chicanes have not been friendly to these drivers here tonight. No part of this track has been friendly to these drivers tonight. They have been struggling all the way from turn 1 to turn 17. So these guys, I said it in pre-race, are going to have their hands full tonight. Well, we are seeing exactly where they are having... And we have Nick in the 3 has lost it in turn number 7.
The 24 also lost it as well in a different spot.
The 3 truck has wrecked it from the lead.
The 11's also wrecked as well. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people wrecked, it almost seems like. Well, I don't see it anymore, but yeah, Nick's not in the lead, but Ranger's not in the lead either.
No, I think Ranger, because he was in the grass right there next to Nick, I think Ranger somehow got up there and took out Nick, but we're getting word the caution is out at the line. So these guys are racing back to the line, but I don't know what just happened right there with the leader. I mean, he had probably a 2.5-3 second lead, and the next thing we know, he's off in the grass.
Yeah, it was weird, but I mean,
what happened?
Those 3 drivers, the 3 most diamond three most dominant drivers of this race are not in the lead. We now have the 21 of Blake Thomas in the lead. Like, where did he come from, honestly? Like, he has the speed, but it's just kind of weird seeing the three most dominant trucks out there not actually leading.
Right, and we're getting word out of that truck number 3 pit box that he lost it. We talked about at the top of that hill. Your truck is just so light at the top of the hill right here between turns 6 and 7 that he just lost it, and Ranger had nowhere to go and T-boned him. So that is what brought out our caution. But you are right. It is weird now to see our 3 most dominant drivers back in the field. But we saw Tennessee work his way up. We saw Nick, when he spun out, he started in the back. He worked his way back up. So I'm not surprised, and I will not be surprised to see these guys back up here battling for the lead. But while these guys are under caution, it's going to be a long trip. So let's go ahead and do a quick through the field here. The 21 of Blake Thomas 5 has had a very solid race. He's been running in the top 4 all race long. So these guys he has put together a very solid race here tonight. Then we got Ranger in that 24 truck. He's had a pretty solid race. Been in the top 2 all race long, it seems like. But now he finds himself back here in 3rd. And then we have Topster trying to catch up. I'm not sure what happened to him. But we haven't really talked a whole lot about him tonight. He's kept his name pretty quiet. He's been involved in a caution or 2, but nothing too major. Jay Black, he's found himself in some, what we're assuming is a new rivalry brewing. He's been battling big time with that 34 truck, who is coincidentally right in front of him right now. So their rivalry is probably not going away anytime soon, and I'm expecting to see a lot more of that rivalry growing here in these closing laps of the Roval. We got Nick. Nick found himself there in the lead. He had a 3.5 second lead, and then he spun it there in turn number 6. That is a tricky part of the track. Well, he found out just how tricky and how far he cannot push it. So he cannot afford to make another mistake like that again here tonight. Then we got Racer. Racer's found himself in some pretty good battles here tonight, filling in for Gordon. He's found himself in some big battles with those 4 drivers there, and he's kind of worked his way back up there towards the front. Very solid race for him here tonight. D-Blood came into this race sitting 2nd in the points. He has not had the night that he has wanted. He has been involved in several incidents, single truck spins, and involved in several other incidents involving other drivers. So this has not been the race that he has wanted, and it's going to be interesting to see just how much he is going to be able to rebound here in the closing laps here at the Roval. Then we got Baked Tater in that 34. He was battling a lot with Jay Black in that 20. That rivalry brewing and growing. It's going to be interesting to see just how much farther those 2 drivers push it here. Not tonight, maybe not next week, but the following weeks. Will this rivalry continue well into the playoffs? Then we got Pierce Posse. He came into tonight's race our point series standings leader. He has not had the race he has wanted as well. So he needs to get it cleaned up here tonight if he's going to have any chance. Old School. We haven't really talked about him. He's been keeping his name pretty quiet here tonight. Tuckball. He finds himself up there in the top 5 right now. He has not had the best of races. And then Tennessee Titan. He dominated stages 1 and 2. He is now back out there in the lead. Green flag is back out here in the Roval. He's going to get a great restart, clear the field, and brings Ranger with him. Ranger's going to dive it in deep there. Oh, the 22 overshoots it. Oh, he just Keselowski'd it.
Big one.
The 22 has just Brad Keselowski'd the field. And the caution flies once again.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
Well, that caution before worked out for 10 since he never pitted. But I don't think anyone's going to pit here. And I think it'd be stupid for 10 to pit here as well. But, I mean, it worked out well for him. And honestly, the top 3 most dominant drivers are in the top 3.
Yeah, they have found themselves back up there. But let's get a quick replay of that. As you can see, everything is clean. Tennessee clears the field, and then you see out back there, the 22 just overshoots it and takes out everybody behind him. But green flag back out in the air here at the Roval. How many laps are left?
There's 4.
Four
There's 4 though.
laps to go for Tennessee Titan. Can he hold off the 2 other dominating trucks tonight? That is Nick in the 3, Ranger in the 24, and here comes Pierce Posse. We talked about how he was not having a good race tonight. Well, he's looking to rebound from that as he finds himself sitting 4th right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going away from them. He might not have the truck, but I think if he's just staying right there with them, I think he'll be fine. I think he'd be content with that. And who knows? Maybe stuff will get really interesting, and he might come out with a win. It can happen.
Oh, absolutely it can. You never know what's going to happen at any NASCAR track, especially this one. If we have seen drivers wreck from the lead, get wrecked from the lead, and at this point, nothing would surprise me at this track as you see Nick trying to do everything he can as we got a truck
The 21's around, the 34's around. I think I could be wrong, but I think it was the 20 who just kind of sent it on the 21, got him spun around, and the 34 was collected somewhere with it.
Oh, Tennessee!
4.
Tennessee just wrecked it heading into the heartburn turn. He overshot it. Nick jumping on the opportunity, taking the lead. We talked about it. We literally just mentioned it, Dale, how anything can happen. And Tennessee just proved it there.
Yeah, but I mean, he's right there. I think
Nick!
make contact.
Nick overshoots it. Tennessee trying to get the spot back. Nick really slow through turn 7 and 8. They are coming to 2 laps to go this time. And we're getting word. We're getting word from Race Control, who's watching over all these trucks. Nick gives Tennessee a huge shot. They're both going to get a penalty. No, they don't. Neither one of them get a penalty. How did neither one get a penalty? Unbelievable.
I mean, that just
How
wrong
the
Ranger
fuck
right
did
back
neither
in.
one of you get a penalty?
Ranger is back in it, though. Coming to 2
Overcooked
to
it. That
go.
ain't even close to the statement. But Nick falling back now. 2 laps to go. Can Nick work his way back up? Ranger gets himself re-involved in this. Tennessee looking to hold off these guys. Unbelievable. The top 3 are pulling away from the field as Pierce is behind these guys. Y'all are coming to the white flag this time, right? Yeah, they are coming to the white flag this time. Nick, does he have enough left on that truck to get up there and battle Tennessee and get past Ranger?
Blake Thomas is slow. I think Blake Thomas might be out of fuel. He's very slow on the front stretch or in the back stretch.
And that very well could
be
be.
Going, but
We talked about that in pre-race. How these guys have ran out of fuel here before. It sounds weird being on the road course and running out of fuel. Oh, he is. He's down on the apron. That 21 truck is out of fuel.
Yep, he's gonna pull away luckily. Or at least the lead cars for sure.
But here comes Tennessee through the front stretch chicane, coming to the white flag. Can Tennessee hold on? You said Nick's around. Nick is around. Unbelievable. Wrecks happening all around this track. wrecks
That has a
happening
very big
all
gap.
over this track. Tennessee hoping that the crash does not catch up to him. Can he hold on? 10 more turns as he's heading into turn number 7. 10 more turns, keeping him from win number 1 of the year as he's going to head up onto NASCAR Oval 1 and 2. Ranger, does he have anything left for Tennessee? Tennessee, can he hold off Ranger, one of the fastest guys in the trucks, as we see several other trucks sideways there on the infield. The 34, but it is all the number 4 truck of Tennessee Titan. We talked to him in pre-race. He was excited about this race. He got his win streak started here last season, which went on to winning the championship at this very track. Is he going to start his championship run this season here? He is going to come through the front stretch of the game. Tennessee Titan is going to get his first win of the season here at the Charlotte Roval, and Ranger is going to hold on for second. Biggest question, who is going to get third? And third looks like it is going to go the way of the 11th, the 2 truck of Pierce. We talked about Pierce not having a good run at all and able to salvage it.
Toby ended up finishing 4th. Toby finished 4th. We never mentioned him we only mentioned him a few times. Yeah, he finished 4th ahead of Nick. Man, that's a good rebound for him. That is for certain. What a finish.
Yeah, no, that was one heck of a finish. There were incidents all over the racetrack, all the way from the leaders to the guy in last. Just an unbelievable ending. Those last 3 laps were insane. But once we get back to the lobby, we are going to get the top 3 finishers and hopefully Nick into this post-race interview here. Let's see who put down the fastest lap here.
You know, I don't know. Was I muted for a long time? Because I feel like I was.
What do you mean on...
I have no...
For me?
No, I'm talking about general.
No.
Yeah, for you at least, maybe the stream. Okay.
First, I don't know who put down the fastest lap. Oh, Tennessee did. Okay. All right, well, we are going to step away here for a second. We're going to get the top 3 finishers and Nick in here for a post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. These are going to be some interviews you do not want to miss. All right, here we are with your top two of your top three finishers here tonight. Unfortunately, Ranger, who's one of the guys who did finish second, is unable to make it here. But let's go ahead and start it off with your winner here tonight, Tennessee Titan. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Ronnie?
Dude, we talked to you pre-race. You were excited about this race tonight. You got it done here. How were you able to hold off Nick and Ranger in these closing laps of this race tonight?
I have no idea. This race was going really smoothly first two stages. Had a little bit of a good battle with Ranger there in stage 2, beaten and banging, but pulled ahead. In stage 3, though, things got interesting. I had that great restart. We had a quick caution, and then I had an unfortunate restart, and it put me behind the – or actually, no, I was correction. I had a bad restart. It put me in a battle with Ranger, and then we got collected in an incident there. It cost me and him a lot of time, so I got off schedule on pit strategy. When that last yellow came out, I was good on fuel. I knew I was going to have to stay out to have a chance. I was out there on old tires and knew I was going to have to push that car to the limits, and boy, let me tell you, did I push it. Hell of a race for this Ford truck. It's about damn time. About damn time we get a victory lane this season, and I can't be more thrilled.
Absolutely, man. You guys put excuse me. You guys put on one hell of a show here tonight. All the way from the front of the field all the way to the back. There were battles going on everywhere, and you guys did not let us down here tonight in the booth. One of the guys who found himself in the back of the field most of the race, not having the race that he wanted, that is Pierce Posse. You were somehow able to recover, rebound, get a third place finish here tonight. How were you able to pull that one off?
So, low-key, I just went into this race just trying to survive, hope to grab some points and move on. Then I was trying to save fuel, not pit at all in that last stage. Then the yellow came out. I came out 6th. Then I don't know what happened for that yellow to come out. I just know next thing I know, I see Tuck flying in there and half the field wrecking is what it felt like, and I somehow got by it. that restarted me fourth. And then early in the runs, I was decent anyway. I just, once the tires started wearing, I apparently forgot how to drive. But then Nick spun out. I don't know what happened to him. He spun out. I got third. And I was just able to maintain and just try to not do anything stupid. Once I got up, and really once I got into the top 5, I was just trying not to do anything stupid.
Well, whatever it took, you got it done here tonight, because that was one impressive comeback. You know, we talked about it several times here during this race, that this was not the race that you were looking for. You came into tonight our point standings leader. Is that something that you were well aware of? And during the race, how were you able to keep your cool and knowing that you were struggling, quote unquote, throughout the race, and knowing you were the points leader?
Yeah, it definitely sucked knowing I got the points lead heading into a track that honestly I expected to struggle. I mean, last week I told you I'd be happy with the top 10. I was halfway joking when I said that, but I'm not a good road racer. But so I didn't really expect to necessarily keep the lead after tonight. I just wanted to go out, like I said, get some decent points, keep it as close as I can, because especially once we hit Eldora in a couple of weeks, I'm really looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Eldora, it's kind of like a super speedway. And when I mean that, I mean that's anybody's race. You know, we only race on dirt one time a year. So you don't really know who is good and who is not on dirt. So that is always a great race to look forward to. And another good race that we're looking forward to is next week when you guys head to Michigan. Let's go ahead and start with Tennessee. What is your look for that next week?
Michigan, to me, is kind of like Daytona Talladega a little bit. It's a little bit of a wild card. Sure, you can definitely have a really good setup and be able to drive Michigan really well, but the draft is so huge in it, it's hard for you just to win this race off of skill. It's going to take a little bit of luck. Looking into it, I'm just hoping I have a good finish. My goal for Michigan is to be talking to you after the race. In the top 3, but it's going to be a wild card. I could definitely see us having a new winner next week.
How about you, Pierce?
Yeah, I mean, Michigan's like 10 made a valid point. It is kind of like a super speedway. The only difference is you got to lift a little more. But like 10 said, it is similar to a super speedway. But I also enjoy how wide it can be as well. Compared to the super speedways, you got a little more room you can use. Mm-hmm. But like Tim said, Tim made a valid point. It's anybody's race when you come to a track that's so reliant on drafting help.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Michigan is all about draft. Dale, your first race. You got anything for these guys here?
I do want to ask a question for each driver. I'll start with 10 though. I know you kind of alluded to this with an earlier question, but I just want to know, when you spun out in the third stage, or when you got wrecked, or whatever you want to call it. I'll be honest, I don't completely remember, but what was your mindset once you pitted? What was your mindset? Like, were you hoping for a quick caution so you could catch back up? Were you just looking to okay, I'm gonna just push it to the limits. Hopefully, I don't spin it out. Or what was your mindset when that happened?
So it happened in stage 3. What had happened in stage 3 was when I had that really good restart. NEXXTCAR came out. Ranger and Nick stayed out, and I knew it was going to be kind of close on fuel, and I didn't want this to be a possible strategy race. So I pitted to be safe to block any strategy. I figured out that we were still going to be 2-3 laps short. So once me and Ranger were fighting behind Nick and that incident happened, I knew I was behind the 8 ball. So I went ahead and dealt the card of pitting and doing just a splash, which made it, I had 2 options. Either I'd get a caution and it put me straight to the lead, as Nick and Ranger still had to pit, or it would go green and I would catch a bunch of time on Nick and Ranger because they were going to have to put more fuel into their tanks than I was. I don't know which one I would have preferred. I knew it was going to be a hard win either way, and I'm glad I somehow got it done.
Yeah, I figured you would kind of say that, but obviously for the viewers, I wanted to see what your mindset was. Thank you for that. And Pierce, I'm gonna kind of put you in a tight spot here because I wouldn't be doing my job as a broadcaster if I wasn't. But obviously you finished third, but for most of this race you struggled, and it's not even just the truck. Obviously, I mentioned you a lot of times, whether it was your truck struggling or you being involved with other people. But it seemed like your truck wasn't that great for most of the race up until the end. What did you think was wrong with it, and how did you fix it?
Honestly, with no better than I am at road courses, I'm not even gonna necessarily blame it on the truck. Because, like I said, I'm not a good driver at road courses, so I just try to change. The main thing I just tried changing as the race went on. I tried changing how I drove the truck and tried finding what felt most comfortable for me. And I think there towards the end, I was starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Hence me being able to, hang there with the third, fourth place right there at the end.
I gotcha. That is all the questions I have.
All right, yeah, I ain't got anything else for you guys. You guys put on one hell of a show. Great rebound there, Pierce. And let's head on to Michigan.
Yeah, thanks for doing this as always, Johnny.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yep. But that is going to do it for Dale and I here at the Charlotte Roval, where we saw 50 laps of just absolute carnage for most of these guys here tonight. We talked about mistakes were going to be huge. You've got to avoid them. We saw plenty of mistakes being made. So next week they head to Michigan, which is a much easier track. But that's going to be us signing off here tonight. Dale, it was great to have you up here in the booth. Your debut booth broadcast here for NEXXTCAR. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you continue coming back here in the booth.
Of course, I enjoyed this. I am most definitely planning on staying here for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely, buddy. Look forward to keeping you, and I will catch you next week at Michigan as we do it once again.
Take care, viewers.